Today I'm going to talk about toad and frog medicine, the Bufo Alvarius Toad versus the Kambo frog. My name is Alice, I'm from A Whole New High. Welcome to our channel. So today I'm going to talk about frog medicine versus toad ceremonies. What they both have in common is that for rituals and ceremonies, natural bioactive compounds of the toad or the frog secretion is used for cleansing and healing in rituals and ceremonies. So what they have in common is that for both of them, poison or like secretion is taken from their skin, from their back, and is being used for ceremonies. And very often people confuse them because one is a toad, one is a frog. They're actually very, very different ceremonies or rituals. So the difference between the Bufo toad and the Kambo frog is, first of all, that the Bufo toad is a psychedelic experience where you have visions or like a deep knowing. You have it's the strongest known psychedelic on earth. So you have a very strong emotional or visual journey on the Bufo toad. It's also called like a rebirth, and it is a very strong journey, intense. The Kambo is not visual, it's not psychedelic, even though you can still have insights through a Kambo experience, but Kambo is done to cleanse your physical body and your emotional body. And it's actually, while the Bufo toad is smoked, you smoke the poison. Kambo, they use a little stick to burn the first layer of your skin off, and they make several little dots, and then I apply the Kambo poison on these dots, and that then shoots lots of these bioactive compounds of this secretion into your body, and it's a very physical experience where you very likely get very sick. It can feel like a really very difficult flu, but it's there, like Kambo goes through your whole system and like shoots toxins into your stomach. You have before the ceremony, you usually drink 2 liters of water, and then at some point you vomit out this water and with lots of toxins to be released from your system. So Kambo is there for physical healing. It boosts your immune system, it reduces inflammation, it eases symptoms of withdrawal if you have an addiction, it aids with depression, anxiety and PTSD, and it heals the gut, and it does a lot of more things. So Kambo is known to be very physically healing. There have been no scientific studies on that, but we have a lot of anecdotal evidence of people who have healed chronic diseases with the use of Kambo. Something that is very important to mention here is that the experience is very difficult to go through. It is not a pleasant experience. I said before, it is similar to when you have a flu, but honestly, I've had many moments in Kambo experiences where I felt like I wanted to die. I just wanted it to be over. Even I begged the shaman to take the poison off me, and they wouldn't, because I still hadn't vomited. And you can faint during that experience. Fainting actually feels good because it releases you of the suffering for a few moments. That's why also it's really important to do it sitting down and not laying down, because if you lay down you could choke on your own vomit. So we want to be sitting down and doing it with a shaman. Very important to do it with the shaman, because if somebody does it alone, you never know what might happen. If you faint and you're alone, it can be very dangerous. Here again, traditionally, Kambo was used in the Amazon and in many tribes they used it only for men to get energy to go hunting. And women would not take it unless sometimes they would do that to abort their child. But in these indigenous regions, it was mostly used to like give your body a kick of energy, but they usually had very clean systems anyway, because they were so in touch with nature and there were no toxins around. So they just did it to give the immune system a little boost, a little kick, and to give the body energy so they could go out for 2 or 3 days to go hunting and not need to have any food during that time. Now the Bufo Alvarius Toad doesn't have such a long history. We just know that it appeared in the 60s, and we do not know the history of the Bufo Alvarius Toad. If you do know something that I don't know, please put it in the comments, because I would really love to know. The story that I heard, I don't know if it's true, is that some hippie was in Mexico and thought, what if I smoke the poison of some toads' backs? And he smoked them, and one of them made him really high, and that's how he brought this to our world. I have no idea if this story is true. I heard it at a psychedelic conference, but I don't know if this was a true story or not. Please let me know if you do know if this story was true or not. And yeah, let me go on explaining a little bit more about the Bufo ceremony, because we talked about Kambo. By the way, a Kambo experience lasts around, well, it can be a very short one, 15 minutes, but up to 45 minutes, I'd say, usually around half an hour. You definitely want to get to the point where you vomit. In very rare cases, you don't vomit, but vomiting will really help you release the toxins inside of you. We're going to Bufo now. Bufo, you smoke, and you smoke it, and then the shaman asks you to count to 5. Usually you don't get to 5 because you just completely surrender. It's really difficult not to surrender, and you fall into the arms of the helper of the shaman or the shaman, and then they put you on the ground, and then you go into a real deep spiritual journey. Very different than a Kambo experience. They say that the toad is a symbol of rebirth, and that's really what it feels like if you go into Bufo Alvarius journey. I have also made a video about my personal Bufo Alvarius journey. If you want to see it, I will link it below, and you can watch it to get more details about what a Bufo Alvarius Toad experience can be like. But it's usually a very deep spiritual, also very healing journey. And while we say that Kambo can be very helpful for depression, a Bufo Alvarius Toad experience can also be very helpful for depression, because it can give meaning to your life if there is none, and understanding if there is none, and the feeling of oneness and interconnectedness to every being on the planet. So it can be very healing as well, but it's not so much physical healing, it is more emotional or mental healing. And Kambo is very physical, but can also heal the emotional body. So if you feel really stuck, if you feel depressed, and you do Kambo, it will bring you into your emotions too. So it's not only about physical healing and vomiting out the toxins, it's also about letting the emotions out. So after a Kambo experience, it is, you can very often see that the person either goes like straight into so much joy and relief and is happy, or they need to go through a little process which can last one day up to a few days, where they just need to cry and let their emotions out, or get in touch with anger. But it's much easier for the emotions to flow after a Kambo experience. The aftermath of the two is quite different, because after a Kambo experience, yes, a few days of being emotional can happen, or a few days of feeling absolutely amazing can happen. But usually after a Bufo Alvarius experience, you do have some emotional roller coaster to ride. Also, for 72 hours after a Bufo Alvarius experience, the experience can repeat on you. It can be just as intense as the first experience that you had. And then just be prepared after a Bufo experience for that being very emotional and lots of old things coming up from your past to be processed by you. You're just being like you open yourself up, your emotional body a lot in the Bufo Alvarius Toad experience. And I personally recommend not to go to work for a whole week after that experience if you want to get the most benefits out of it, because of so much that's coming up and that wants to be processed. And if we're at work and we need to kick it away, then it can't be processed. After a Kambo experience, it's really possible to go to work. Maybe not the next day, but the day after, you'll be fine to be able to do your job again. And did I already say how long Bufo Alvarius Toad experience lasts? I don't think so. I already said how long Kambo lasts. The Bufo Toad experience lasts usually from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, but sometimes it can last even a bit longer. I have seen one that lasted an hour, but that's quite unusual. So these are the two frog toad secretion experiences that you can have. If there are any others that you know of, I would love to know. I would love to try them out. And if you have any questions or any comments or any other things that I haven't said that you want to add, please comment below. And please, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you for watching.